What's up, everybody? Hope you're doing well. We could do a little late night farming, I think. What is up?
What's up?
Oh, there we go. Move
Yeah,
this.
no, you. I didn't hear anything from you, so I'm like,
I,
yeah,
I,
Spark and Mystery playing Valheim. I'm just gonna go join them.
I totally
And then
lost track of time.
we started gearing up. We're like, oh man, let's hit the swamp. It's time to hit the swamp. And then right as we left, you were like, oh hey, I was watching a movie. I'm like, well, fuck.
Yeah,
It's all good. Told him, it'll be a half hour.
that's fine.
We did not succeed in our quest in the swamp. We got
That's
slaughtered.
usually how it
Yeah.
goes.
Yeah, hook that sucker up to that. Because I noticed it wasn't picking up all the strawberries. Not a big deal yet.
I was meaning to do it yesterday and just didn't think about it.
So I've been slowly rescuing all the vehicles. It's been a thing.
I believe it.
I've had to chop down 4 trees so far, which is it's good that we own them, so I can just do that. But oh man, forage harvester was really stuck.
Oh,
Like that was the first one I had to chop down a tree on. Then everything else was worse.
where where did they get stuck?
Right after where they got hit by the train. So they were like, they were
Oh.
wedged in between trees and stuff. And the forage harvester was wedged in such a way that all its wheels were off the ground. So it had nothing. The only way it could move is one of the front tires was touching a tree. So it could move up and down, but that was about it.
That's funny. Well, do we?
Well, I want to show you something, and then that's going to give you bad ideas. So if you come over here, go hop in our front loader.
All right.
The thing you really liked from last night. So you see the attachment that's on the front?
Um, I see it. I'm not sure what it is. Is that a
So
stump grinder?
hover that over a tree, like this tree trunk right here. And then yep, get it kind of nice and close. Specifically the black part. Get the black part over the tree. Now,
Yeah, come on.
once you've got it over, hit the fasten tension straps button. Now you can move around.
Oh shit.
Well,
If I do it right.
no, you did it right. It's just like it doesn't this tree is very heavy, so it's going to rely on you actually moving the yeah, there you go.
Okay.
So now so go ahead and back up actually. Yep, keep going. Keep going like a fucking mile.
Oh,
Yeah. It is attached. It's just like they're
gotcha.
they're not ratchet straps, they're bungee straps.
Oh, okay.
So like that's what I was using to move the trees around. Because you can't really get a log fork around this to move it.
Okay.
So this is the mod that was new for this session.
Okay.
So I figured this would help out with logging a lot.
Yeah.
In fact, you could probably pick up Mystery's car. There we go. I'll just let you do with that what you want to.
Nailed it.
Nice.
Okay. Well, do you want to go ahead and plow and get the grass seed? Like, what do you want to do? Oh, so that was the only thing I was
So,
thinking about. But there, I didn't know what you had in your
so,
mind.
do you remember that field that we started stealing trees from?
I do. Of course I do.
That still has corn on it. And we still have a forage harvester.
We
And
do.
it's just a little bit of corn, but we have the forage harvester right now. So I figured we would sell field number 9, which was the field that we bought last time.
Okay.
And that's I think 378 grand. I'll go ahead and do that. Yep, 372, which is exactly what we bought it for, even though we took all the corn off of it. And then we'll go ahead and we'll buy field 38. And then actually I rented something that should help us with. So I'm gonna go ahead and drive our forage harvester down to here. That was a good one.
Oh lordy, getting this thing out.
Yeah, buddy. And
Probably
then,
just going to reset that.
oh yeah, get the JCB out. Yeah, that might be a reset.
Oh no, it didn't reset the fucking. Really?
Yeah, it won't. It will only reset what you grabbed.
Come on, go back. Grab this stupid thing. There we go.
Drop that off here. I'm gonna go pick up what I grabbed from the vehicle store real quick.
I'm here if you want me to bring it to you.
Actually, yes. If you'd like to bring that to me, that would be great. That gray loading wagon, green.
Whatever the hell
I
it
sworn
is.
it was gray.
It's green and gray, so I'll give you that. Oh, so does this hook onto the back of the Forager?
Yes. And then that's like a little buffer, and then that also has its own pipe out connection so that it can shoot into trailers as they come along.
God damn you. There we go.
Thankfully, those bollards are don't have collision. And those would be a pain to get out of.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. There was a thing just a few minutes ago. Okay. So how long does our silage?
About a month.
About a month.
A month from when we close it up.
Okay.
Like to the minute. So I've got a mower attached to my truck.
Okay.
Go ahead and don't unattach that for right now. That's set to be a mulcher. Because what we need to do with the field before we plow it, get an extra 2%. We just need to mulch the field.
You're saying don't attach the.
Don't unattach the one
Okay.
from the purple truck, because there's no way for us to tell if it's set up as a mower or a mulcher right now.
Okay.
Yep. We should be able to yoink, then yoink, then yoink.
So that thing just going to stay hooked onto you.
Yep.
All right.
Actually, I don't want to go at it from this angle. I want to go at it from the long angle. Give me a second. Let me turn around here. Dip side pipe. Here's the fun part. Your turning radius is severely diminished
Yeah, I
because
was.
of this.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Yeah, man. All right, so if you pull up alongside the trailer, it should lock onto your bin, and I should be able to say, yep, start overloading. Get a little further back. And a little closer. There we go. This way we also know we're not losing anything either.
This thing is just a pain.
Yeah, it's here. Stop for a second. Let me get in the correct position because I've got a notification whenever it's there. Yep. You stay still.
Oh.
Stay still. I get a notification when I'm in the correct spot.
Oh.
Oh, come on. This works so much better when I was doing this by myself. Come on. What are you doing, pipe? There we go.
Oh, so you. Okay. All right.
Yeah, so you don't need to be with me the entire time. I
Gotcha.
just need to call you over for an empty.
Okay. You can fuck with that.
Yep. You can go ahead and dump that over in the pit. Start taking care of the pit while I hoover up all the corn. That's totally ours at the moment. How you been, Q?
Oh, it's been all right. Hadn't really done all that much. Watched football, and that was kind of the extent.
Say I haven't done much either. Literally slept and made dinner and played Baldur's Gate because all the wife wants to do. Made up some smash burgers for dinner.
Nice.
Smoked out my kitchen. It's all good. Yeah, I'm annoyed because my kitchen, the vent doesn't go outside. It just kind of blows
Mm-hmm.
it back into the kitchen.
Yeah. Oh, shit, John. Pay attention.
Yeah, when we were looking for our houses, one of the houses we looked at, its selling point was brand new state-of-the-art kitchen, which my wife informed me was literally just the mid-range shit at Home Depot. And the realtor who was selling it was talking to us. I'm looking at it, I'm like, you guys have a propane or a natural gas range, but the vent doesn't go outside. He goes, well, that's actually a good thing now because there's not a hole in the roof to leak in through and blah blah blah. And you don't actually need it for natural gas stoves. It's like cool. Stop talking to me.
At least we don't need it for, like,
Like, yeah, I'm aware that you don't need it anymore because it burns clean. But like,
well, I mean, that's not just what you're exhausting, If
yeah,
you're
like
if you burn something or you just want to exhaust all the heat,
I would like to not have to open up a bunch
Yeah,
of windows to not smoke myself out of the kitchen.
yeah.
All right, I'm gonna need a pickup soon here. But it's like you guys claim to have spent um 30 grand on the kitchen because it was obviously some house flippers that came along
Oh yeah, the
and bought the
best.
house. Yeah, and like you guys spent that much on the kitchen, but you couldn't install a outdoor vent, and you also couldn't line up the fucking outlets correctly with the trim. That kitchen's a mess. Like it was the Home Depot special through and through. The whole house was like that too. All right there. Perfect. Yeah, the inspector goes to turn on the shower, right?
Mm-hmm.
In the bathroom that was also just renovated. And there's a hot knob and a cold knob, which you or already shitty, in my opinion. Like you just renovated this, you couldn't put in a mixing valve.
Mm-hmm.
And then one of the valves, we're not sure which, because the hot water in the house didn't fucking work, was shooting water directly from it, just out at a 90-degree angle towards whoever would be taking a shower. And God knows what's actually happening with the rest of that water behind the valve. And that was the point where we were like, you know what? No, we're rescinding our offer on this house. Our realtor was pissed
Yeah, because
that
they
we
saw,
didn't
yeah, they saw
that
dollar signs.
yeah, they oh my lord.
They saw their 3%.
Yeah, and they're like, seriously, you guys are gonna not buy the house because of that? And like there was water in the main circuit breaker box from the outdoors. Like, because you can see, we could look on Zillow that they bought this house for 80K and they put it back in the market for 160K.
Ah,
And I just so happen to know that the month before they bought it, there was a big old house flipping talk. They're like somebody who was a big house flipper came and did a talk at one of the expo centers around here.
mm-hmm.
I was like, I know what happened. Two guys figured out that they had enough credit between them to get another mortgage on a house,
Yep.
and they decided to flip a house, double the price on the freaking thing,
Yep.
and then they got in over their head, so they finished what they're gonna do, and they just left. Like we're done.
Yep. No, I dealt with those. I dealt with that person a while ago when we were at our original shop. Um, the building, the owner was a super cool dude. He sold CNC machines, and that was like his whole thing. And uh, he got caught cheating, and his wife took him for everything.
Oh,
And
nice.
she he ended up just walking away from the building. The bank foreclosed on it, and so for like 3-4 months, like Well, like the first 2 months, we didn't pay rent because we were like, we don't know who to pay it to, because they told us that, because he told us that the bank was foreclosing on the building, but we didn't know who the bank was or any of that, and it was like for 2 months we never saw anybody. And finally, like the banker shows up and was like, "Yeah, we hold the note. We're going to try to sell the building. You guys can buy it first if you want." And they wanted some obscene number, so
Yeah.
they're like, "No." And they're like, "Well, okay, well we're going to sell it." And like they didn't try to kick it. Like I was afraid they were going to kick us out. And
I'm surprised that that's
the
not how the story's going.
nope, the bank put it up for sale or put it up for auction, and auction with a tenant. And these two flip my house motherfuckers. I mean, they literally rolled up in like Hawaiian shirts and cargo shorts, like literally those people. And
Yeah.
they they showed up, and they come in and they're like, "Yeah, we bought the building and all this," and um, they were
I
like, "Well,
missed it. Was this your business or your
this
house?
is our business."
Okay.
Yeah, this was the business, and they're like, um, they. It was a basically like it was one of those It was big metal buildings. It was like you could probably park two tour buses, one in each bay, and like the building was separated almost straight down the middle. Like we rented one bay, and then he used the other bay for storage and a showroom, and it had men's and women's bathroom, a handicap bathroom, a show area, a really nice like meeting room, and a couple of offices. Well, we rented the bay and one office, and then we had access to the bathrooms. And we could use the meeting room if we wanted. The owner didn't care.
Right.
And then when he left, we just basically had the run of the whole building, even though we weren't using it. And so these guys show up, and they're like, "Yeah, we're going to close off the office was a pass through. Like you had to go through our office to go into the area where the bathrooms were. So he's like, we're going to shut and lock that door so you can't get access to those bathrooms. And then the handicap bathroom was like in the middle of the building, and they were going to knock a hole in the wall and put a door up so we could use the handicap bathroom, and that'd be the only access we'd have to the whole building." And they're like, "That sucks, but whatever. I mean, that's fine. We know that's what we're renting, so be it."
Right.
Then they show up and they had this huge, like, inch thick lease that's like, we're responsible for the mowing, the entire building maintenance, snow removal.
Yeah, go fuck yourself.
It was it was propane heat, and we were responsible for filling the propane and it heated both sides of the building. I mean, and then they were like almost doubling our rent. So it was literally, they wanted us to make the mortgage, while they tried to find another tenant. Is basically what it was. So we told them like, no, we want to negotiate the lease, and they're like, the lease is non-negotiable. I'm like,
Goodbye.
then we're kind of at an impasse. What are we going to do? And literally the next day, a sheriff's deputy showed up with an eviction notice, and
Go fuck yourself.
yeah, and we had 7 days to vacate. And we did. We moved our entire business in 7 days, and it was horrible. But and it was like December 27th. Like it was right between Christmas and New Year's, and it was horrible and so cold.
Yeah, has anybody moved in there yet?
Yeah, they ended up selling it, and they sold it to a construction company, and it was a company that was doing work on some road expansion, and they bought it and just destroyed it.
Yeah.
I mean, it was nice. It had really nice carpet in all of the office area. It was a really nice building, and they just ruined it. And they since sold it, and I don't know who owns it now, but a metal fabricator guy is in there, and he went out and bought like 3 or 4 of the really, really high end laser engraver etchers and all of that, and he I don't know what like his niche business is, but he's been there for like a year and a half, so he must be doing okay. But
You can usually get, if you get like a high-end one that can cut metal, you can usually get a lot of work. I've toyed with the idea of dropping the life savings into a, metal cutting CO2 laser and just setting up in my dad's powder coating shop.
that's that. I think Dad is working towards that.
Because I know my dad has a lot of customers that like they keep getting laser cut stuff that they don't like
Hmm.
or that we don't like the surface finish of, and it doesn't look good when it's powder coated. So it's like, well, if we just did it in house, we'd fix these problems day two. Like,
God, that lip makes it so hard. I'm gonna let you get in there with that.
yeah,
Yeah,
let me see about
that lip
getting
makes it
there.
so hard to push.
But the thing is I can't do anything about that while it's full, or else it'll delete stuff that's in there.
Oh, yeah, we don't want to do that.
Yeah, no, like if it happens, it fucking happens. I mean, if we can't get the stuff that's near the end, it whatever it ends. Like, don't get me wrong, it hurts my OCD too, but
Well, it's just uh, you just can't get the level of compaction that you really want to have.
you were mentioning last night that it was uncompacting when you lifted stuff up.
Hmm.
Yeah, that uh, I mean that makes perfect sense to me. You're lifting stuff up, dropping it
Hmm.
through the air.
Strangely, this works pretty well. So God, we're gonna make a fucking killing off of this.
Okay, we're at almost 100 and excuse me,
Oh, it's, yeah,
million 100,000.
yeah, it's yeah, almost 1.1
Why put
million.
commas in the number?
Yeah, if we're gonna do grass and stuff like next year,
Hmm.
we probably ought to get another one, put another one of these in.
Yeah, that might not be a bad idea. We might actually sell this and get the next size up.
Well, that was my next question: is if there was like a bigger option or.
There is. Actually, if we were to, not that we have the money to do so quite yet, but if we bought the biogas plant, they have built-in bunkers there that you get if you buy the plant.
How much is it?
Mil and a half, so it's going to be a while.
Hmm.
But that's absolutely something we could go towards. Because then unloading it is as simple as getting a conveyor belt and just running it across the input. Well, I do believe that's compacted.
I'm at 99. I'm gonna. There we go. 100.
100, perfect. That is the other bonus about having this loader. This loader is freaking heavy, so it's good at compacting. The only thing better is getting like one of the four-wheel drive tractors from the large tractor section and just kitting it out with weights.
All right. Well,
Like I think one of the John Deeres you can get to be like 50 tons, and then you add another weight on the back that's like another five. Ah, yes. Sitting on top of the gold. There's gold in them silos. Like you just what's really funny, you're not visible from certain angles. There we go. Well, Have fun.
I wonder if I can get out. Okay, I can get out.
This is your life
Yeah,
now.
I live here now.
Uh, okay, awesome. So that should be ready at about 1 p.m. tomorrow.
All right.
So if you'd like to get in your truck, take the other mower to the vehicle store
Okay.
and then go to modify it.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a mulching option. We're going to have to turn that on for both mowers. And then we're going to need to remember to turn it off when we're done. Because as it is right now, if we go to mow grass with it, it'll just mulch it. We
Ah.
won't get nothing. Actually, I think we get a level of fertilization,
Mm.
which actually does work for grass that's not like not the actual crop grass, like the
Like the weed grass.
yeah, the weed grass, not the type you smoke.
Mm.
Oh man, the scene from The Fifth Element where they're changing out the nuclear fuel. I put it up on my YouTube last night. I was watching it. That was such a great idea to have the engineers just token up the entire time while they're just burning out some alien parasites.
All right. So pull over here. Come on, go through. All right. So we need to modify.
Like, I love it when writers in their worlds understand that, yeah, to us, this shit's crazy, but like, to the people in this world, it's Tuesday.
All right. So now we just start mulching over the corn.
This one's really easy because the texture dramatically changes for this one.
Oh, cool.
Yep, so we'll mulch over. We'll grab the giant plow that we had one time
Mm-hmm.
and plow it under, and we'll reseed it. And then we'll be ready for next grass harvest, which I'm not sure when the grass is going to be ready. It seems not to grow during winter months, but I don't know what the game considers a winter month.
Gotcha.
Oops, I mulched over some cotton.
Well, yeah, it does change, doesn't
Looks to be our neighbors.
it? Unfold, lower.
Unfold, unfriend. Wait, what?
Come on. Cool.
Cool, now it's just like mowing the lawn.
Come back around and get you.
Should be able to see it on our radar too.
Oh shit! You can mulch over there, cotton.
Yeah.
Oh my
Because
god.
like I said, it's the center of your equipment that determines whether or not the entire equipment does something.
Oops.
So like with the plow, you could get to a really deep ways into there before, something happens. Just ruin that guy's day. Probably like $500 worth of cotton. I was watching a video where they were going over drone footage of some guy who had driven through a corn crop in the middle of the night.
Oh.
And, farmers were reviewing it and they're like, what the hell? How the hell did this guy get through there? Because they found his bumper and it was from like a Honda sedan. And they're like, yeah, he stopped here. Because there's some like, some tire tracks where he very obviously stopped. And then he just kept going forward through the field because he must have been lost. Like, yeah, he did like I just think they said he drove a mile through the corn.
Oh my god.
And I'm like, yeah, he did like $5,000 worth of damage to the corn. And God knows how much else through his car. It's like, guys, if you drive into a cornfield, just call us. We'll come get you out. Like,
Yeah.
don't do this. I think the fact that they stopped was hilarious. Because it wasn't even like right after he did it. He did it for a while before he stopped, and then he probably got out and got on top of the car and looked for the road.
That's funny. That sucks. Let's see.
But then the drone camera, pivots up and you can see it's a giant ass cornfield. So yeah, it's $5,000, but
Yeah, still.
crap is worth probably $750,000. Yeah, it's still like sucks. Shouldn't happen, but not the end of the world for them.
Yeah, they have crop insurance or shit like that.
It's precisely for shit like that, most likely. Oh, speaking of shitty business landlords, my dad's first place that he had,
Mm-hmm.
he had, he basically bought the entire business outright from the guy who bought it from the person before him outright, bought it from the person before them outright. So like he's 4 owners in, and they've always been in this section since like 1975.
Okay.
So this powder coating business that had been there for a while, and they had an oven that had also been there before the powder coating business was there doing something. I'm not sure, but we had a listing on the side of it from 1955. It was electric, and they had converted it to gas later. So this oven was fucking old. Probably had asbestos in it, but we're not gonna think about that. So when my dad was like, "We found a better place," because we're taking this business seriously instead of the last 4 owners who just kind of treated as the, golden free, or excuse me, golden goose.
Right.
We actually want to expand it a bit. My dad wasn't content to run it like that,
Right.
so they got a bigger building. They bought a way bigger oven. Went from a 5 by 5 by 10 foot oven to a 10 by 10 by 40 foot oven.
Jesus.
Yeah, Jesus. When they installed this fucker, they had a 4-inch gas line running to it, and it wasn't enough. They had to
Wow.
call consumers back to get I believe it was a 4.5 inch, and that was the biggest they would go.
Wow.
And yeah, oh wow, yeah, the new oven is insane. They get semi deliveries in there where the part that they're powder coating is the entire length of the semi.
Wow. That's cool.
Yeah, it's fucking cool how much they've gone. They've gone from
Oh, shit.
dealing with the guy who wants you to redo his Tonka truck for like $20 to a big old air conditioning unit for like 10 grand. But anyway, so they're going to move out, and they don't have a contract with this landlord. It's just kind of an informal pay by the month, which is also the reason they wanted to leave, because the landlord could just tell them to get the fuck out at any time.
Right.
And it's like, okay, look, we're gonna do this. When we leave, we're gonna take out the powder booth for you guys. We're gonna take out the oven for you guys. because it sounds like you guys don't want that. And Lynn was like, you need to go back to what it was when the business first rented it. And Dad's like, okay, so you want the oven and the powder booth? No, no, no. When they first rented it in 1975.
Okay.
And, and my dad and his partner are like, no. And, like, in the list my dad had for them of what they were going to do when they left, for, like, in good faith, which was, like, going to be, like, we're gonna power wash the whole place, the booth is going to be gone, we're going to fix the fucking hole in the wall, because there was a giant hole in the wall for the powder booth to vent
Mm-hmm.
outside.
Also the fan.
Yeah, we're gonna do all this shit, and it was a big long tier list that my dad was gonna do that he didn't have to do. We didn't have a lease with them. We didn't have
Yeah.
nothing with them.
Right.
And this landlord shot back with like 40 more things on the list. Shit like you got to repair the hole in the receiving bay that's not technically ours that we didn't even do,
Mm.
and
Yeah. No.
blah blah blah. Oh yeah, you guys used the batteries in the fork truck too much, so you guys got to replace that.
Fuck that.
And my dad's like, no, we're not doing that. So the guy got extremely petty. He took the keys for the fork truck. The day after, my dad took delivery of a new fork truck for the new building. So like, my dad partner literally had a trailer that could move the fork truck. So we just moved that fork truck from the new building to the old building, did what we needed to do, which was, by the way, uninstall the oven. And so finally, um, it's like the last day that we're there, and my dad calls the scrapper to get rid of what's left of the oven. And the scrapper, I guess, showed up and looked at what was left of the oven and said, well, fuck that. I don't want any of that. Um, Took copper pipe from receiving that wasn't ours. The scrapper just took it because he thought it was ours, left, wouldn't pick up any of the calls, and my dad was like, not our problem anymore. And we just left it like that with a broken down oven. When I visited 8 months ago, I looked in the window real quick, and the oven was still there. They still hadn't gotten a new tenant in there, obviously.
That's the best. That's the
It's
best.
like, you could have had a nice area that had been nice and power washed, but like, no, you guys wanted us to retile the front office. You wanted us to repaint the entire building, or excuse me, the inside of the space we were at. Wasn't fucking happening because we didn't know what color it was originally, and he was like, it needs to go back to the original color. What's the original color? I don't know. Okay, what color do you want it? The original color. Cool. Oh yeah. And because right before we power washed, we're like, okay, we probably want to shut off the outlets. We'd like to not die today. And we go to the breaker box, which is the breaker box for the whole building, and nothing's labeled.
Damn it.
Oh yeah, he turned on an AI worker by
Yeah, I
accident.
see that.
And so we're like, okay, cool. We'll just MacGyver this shit real quick. We start turning off random breakers. See, okay, is there still power? No? Okay, cool. That wasn't it.
You
And we
gonna
finally
turn on
found the
or not?
break.
Oh, it helps if I lower it.
Yeah, it needs to be lowered. What happened when you turn on the AI? It
Yeah,
uh, it reset it to a traveling state, basically.
it's a lift, turn off. All right, so that one's done.
Yep. So we need to take these back to the store and swap them back to Mars before we forget.
We sold the field up there, didn't we? Yeah, so yeah.
Yeah. So we don't have to worry about that for right now. In fact, we might have a contract for plowing it, which case we should totally take the money to plow it.
Get paid to plow the field that we're
Yeah.
eventually going to buy back anyway.
Yeah. I see. That's why I don't do the whole steal crops on my own games. This one I've already given up on realism because it is so overpowered when you factor in the fact that you can get paid to to manage the field the rest of the year and then just swoop in and steal the crop. Like it's so overpowered. Okay, so anyways, we're flipping breakers, and I guess at one point we flipped the breaker for the sump pump, which should never have been flipped off because I guess the sump pump doesn't turn on properly if it's turned off and turned back on like that.
Okay.
And his part of the building flooded a little bit. So he's all pissed. And like this is when I'm there to try to like wrap up and I'm just by myself, right?
I can get
And I
gas
hear
from here.
and I hear the owner, he's pissed off, right? He's saying every swear word in the book. It's something that I haven't heard before. And he's there with his workers, and one of his workers is like, "Well, should we go through this and like turn them off and see what they turn off?" And the guy's like, "Well, why would we do that?" And it's like, okay, that's that's how this dude operated, and
There we go.
I'm so glad that he doesn't have a tenant either, because he doesn't get to ruin somebody else's small business dreams.
Good. I'm glad we came down here. I needed to get gas.
So so did I when I came back for to switch it originally. So I filled up when I was here. Right now we like only have to put $94 worth of gas in there.
And we fill up like once a year.
Yeah.
If only.
For a 1,000 horsepower monster truck.
That easily gets stuck.
What's funny is it gets stuck because of the fact that it's a monster truck.
It's true. Yeah.
We would never be going this quick in a tractor because we can't go that quick in a tractor.
Silly
So
Americans.
let's see here. You silly Americans. So, I like how some of these, like the forage wagons, they'll have little windows, like into the wagon area, so you can tell like what the fill level is.
Oh my god. There
We
we
need to actually return a bunch of our equipment. We leased a lot of stuff.
go. Oh, I bet.
Hmm. Yeah, wheel loader's got to go back, unfortunately.
Oh. Alright, while you're doing that, I'm going to go grab a beer. BRB.
Sounds like a good
Oh.
idea. Share stream.
I changed my mind. Instead of another beer, I got my bottle of Merlot and a Disney Princess Margaret glass. That's how you know you're a dad.
There we go, yep. Wine out of a princess class.
All right. So while you are plowing, I have an idea.
Okay.
Why don't you, if you would plow and rent me the trailer with the tree picker upper thing,
Oh yeah, sure.
and I will work on getting those trees loaded up.
Ah,
And
shit, I shouldn't have sent back that front loader. I didn't even think about that.
oh, the big. Well, no, I've got that.
Yeah,
I've
because
got.
you would have had that. Because I got that attachment just for doing wood.
Oh,
I didn't even
well, I
think
can do it.
about that.
I can do it with the tree or with the tree with the other thing.
Okay. Well, give me a second here. Because realistically, you don't have to do anything fancy with the wood. You just need to get over to the sawmill.
Right.
So let me go ahead. What we got for forestry equipment?
So I figure if we do that,
Now, do you want the trailer with the crane on it?
yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah. If
Not
you,
the truck with the crane on it.
well, that doesn't really matter. I mean, which one did we were using last time?
We had both. And I think
Uh,
we used the truck with the crane on it a bit more.
okay, then that'll work. We'll just do that.
All right, well, I'm gonna get you. I'm actually gonna get you the forward, which is a wee bit expensive, but it should be able to do whatever the hell we need. You can go grab that from the
Yeah.
store. And I actually myself am gonna grab something to drink. Give me a second.
All right. Thing is baller.
Dang, I was hoping it was gonna drive a little bit quicker than that.
Yeah, she's a bit on the slow side. That's all right.
I've mastered the art of popping open pop can without it coming over the mic. And without muting it because I'm too lazy to do that.
Yeah, I get the tree there by the silage, get it loaded up, and I'll go up there and
Oh
get all those
yeah.
trees situated. I like doing the trees.
Yeah,
That's the
I could tell.
yeah. That's
When you do finally get a PC, there's a guy called FDR Logging, and he makes a whole suite of realistic logging equipment.
mm.
And he's got like tutorials on how to set it up to have like the dual joystick setup, to
Oh,
where
cool. Yeah.
it's one to one what you would have in the real world. And he's just a total nut about it too. He's got a video of him. He somehow managed to get into the driver's seat of a real one, a real like what basically what you've got there, but like an excavator style.
Right.
And he's just having the time of his fucking life in this thing, and playing with giant heavy equipment. Yeah, he's got a video showing off his setup, and it's like he's got like triple screens, 40-inch screens,
Jesus.
and just a modest desk and a modest uh chair. But then all of a sudden he's got like a $200 flight controller pedal set of pedals,
Oh, what the hell?
and crazy thing is the joysticks aren't even the most expensive part of that setup. They're like 150 to get both of them,
Hmm.
like left and right-handed. So like because I've seen people with the one I currently have, which is a little $30 Logitech, like 3D Pro or something like that. But it's very obviously right-handed. If you try to use it with your left hand, the ergonomics don't work very
Right.
well. But like this one, the actual grips are set up so that the left-handed one works good. But yeah, I sent it to my wife. I'm like, hey, can I have this? And she goes in the basement, maybe. Like, so that's a yes.
So you're saying there's a chance?
Well, I just picked up a gaming laptop to replace my Steam Deck. The laptop's got a USB-C port on it that's like a Thunderbolt 4, where
Mm-hmm.
you can run displays off of it and all sorts of other USBs off of just one cable going through your laptop. And like, I could totally set it up so that I just bring the laptop here, plug in the USB-C cord, and all the screens are up, and my joysticks are up. I say screens. I'm really not the triple monitor type of person that would probably just have the one. And I'm looking around in my basement. Oh yeah, we've got that crappy 1080 40-inch
Oh,
TV
shit.
that your parents, my wife's parents gave us. That could work. There's a desk down there too. That could probably work as well. Or got a chair for my laser cutter set up that I like. I already have like 80% of the stuff. I just need the joysticks. Dear, were you serious when you said I could do that in the basement?
Okay. Easy there.
Easy. Big toe.
Damn it. There we go.
Yeah, so while you were off at one point, I went ahead and I rolled this field.
Uh huh.
But since you're not connected, I can turn on some of my PC only mods,
Uh
like the one that removes the speed limit for attachments.
huh.
And then I've got another mod that it basically like controls your steering and will align you to tracks so that you're not overlapping by a bunch.
Right.
Basically sort of like auto drive, and some people consider it cheating. I just don't talk to those people. Um, so I'm just flying through here, and one of the passes I made, I hit the field doing like 80 miles an hour with the rollers, which is it's too fast for the game to handle. So like there would be like 20-foot stretches where the game didn't even register it as being rolled. Okay, yeah, okay, that's accurate. I could stand
Ah!
that.
It glitched.
Oh my gosh, so I could jump up.
Oh, I may have tethered.
Oh,
Oh,
did you tether the
oh fuck.
tether the crane to the thing?
Fuck. Yeah, I think we used the other one.
We did. We used the truck,
Yeah.
but the truck had trouble getting like stuck places, so I thought this might be a better solution. This is also the first time I'm playing with you where I don't have my wheel. Didn't have enough time to set it up after Valheim.
Fuck.
Yeah, having fun over there.
Yeah, it just takes some practice.
Yeah, really what it is.
Like I slowly get the hang of it. That's part of my problem.
Block's too long.
Yeah.
Go get the poop knife. To say that bed is like excessively tiny, but the individual trailers weren't much bigger.
Yeah, no, I mean, this'll work. I just... Come on, let me cut it.
Nah, no cutting for you.
You gave me green for a second. Why won't you let me cut it? Oh, there we go. Oh, was I not close enough? Is that what it was? Yeah, I
Yeah,
wasn't
it's
close
just
enough.
complaining.
There we go, like a fucking glove. Okay. Alright, now. Come back around here. It's really amusing when you get it to work right.
Oh yeah, super satisfying.
still too heavy. Okay.
Get it?
I'm just cleaning up my mess. Let's see if I can do this. Let's see if we feel baller if I can get this. Jet.
Really annoying when you're looking at the stuff on the ground. It's like I could move that in real life.
Yeah, it's like I can move this.
Can't lift it, but I could move it.
I could slide it to where I wanted it.
Yeah.
We might just have to mulch that. That's not worth fighting with.
Yeah, I can understand that.
And we cut the trees down over there.
Yeah. First fan won't move because there's some small twig in its way. Dude, grab that whole thing with the grain and just drag it with you over there.
Just drag it up there.
Yeah.
I guess I could. Well, I mean, I got a bunch to clear out, though. Let's go. Come on. Calm down.
Say if we had the platinum DLC, that's all I'd be doing right now with the trucks is just hooking the winch to it and just dragging it over to the sawmill like 90 miles an hour.
That's pretty damn simple right there. Oh, that's right. I have to fucking pull it. Do we still own this land?
Yeah.
Okay.
You look like a six-axis robot arm. Like, just figured out how to wield a sword.
It's evolving. Hang on. Wait a minute here. Let's see. Oh, damn it! I dropped it. Go back here. Oh, All right, moving on. Sorry,
What?
over here wielding the Elder Wand. Leave me alone.
Oh.
Nobody can hear me. Oh, ah, there we go. Now batting. Way up. All right, so we gotta bring that in like so.
He does say it really stupidly in one of the movies, doesn't he?
I think so.
Like the way you initially said it,
Avada Kedavra. Let's
like
see.
it's meant to be epic, but it's not.
This is taking a lot longer than I thought it would.
As I just watch you pan over it all, the trees still left.
Yep.
Don't worry, when I'm done with this, I'll come over and lend you a hand. We'll rent some more equipment.
doing? Why did you do that?
It's literally the meme of fucking Eric Andre shooting Hannibal and then going, "Who shot Hannibal?
Yeah, exactly. How could you do this to me?
What? Why would you do this?"
I mean, I got a pretty. I mean, we're getting there. It's just making decisions on what to keep and what not to keep. That's the like what we're just gonna have to mulch, I guess.
I mean, we don't have a mulcher.
Oh no, that's true. Or if nothing else, um,
We'll just chuck it into a box. Forget about it.
yeah.
So if your employees had been making memes about the company,
Mm-hmm.
would you be mad or happy?
Uh,
And if you ask, where are they? They're all over the place, but generally negative because of all their employees.
but are they funny?
I mean, the employees think that they're fucking
Mm.
funny.
Well, I mean, we have our own like. I guess you could say that they're memes, like jokes that we're fucking like Sanford and Son with all the junk and shit that we have laying around, or
Oh yeah.
or shit. Um, I probably wouldn't be happy. I mean, it
Oh, and they're making these memes on company time, on the company computers too. Asking for a friend.
um. All right. So me as an employer, I would see that as a failure on my part, because if I've created a culture where that's something that's going on, I'm in tune enough with myself to know that that's my fault.
Oh, that's a really mature way to look at it.
Yeah. I
You're
mean,
never
because
gonna get far in corporate.
yeah, well, I don't. I am corporate, but no, but
I
yeah,
am the Senate.
I am the Senate. But that's kind of how I look at it, because like I take that like really seriously, especially like right now, because like where I am like constantly having to do things to help dad. Like I'm not at the shop as much as I would like to be, and on top of that, I'm still trying to get an understanding of how the business is going to operate and what I want to do, and like I just it's hard for me to just drop everything and go help them. So I'm more because I'm more focused on like the macro part of the business,
Right.
and I feel really really guilty quite often because they're like busting their balls, and I'm on the phone dealing with something or another, even though I know that that's part of the business, and that's just the way things are, and all of that. But coming from somebody that's always been like, okay, I'm here because I'm here to do the micro things, I'm here to take care of a customer, I'm here to do the little things because that's what I've always done with the business, to now it's you know I'm handling a completely different segment of the business, and sometimes I feel really guilty about where what the guys are doing, and what I'm doing. And so with that being said, if you know if the situation that I've created causes them to feel like this is how they relieve stress is making these memes, and I'm like, I have a problem. You know,
Fair. That's incredibly mature.
that sucks. Because I mean, I just take that really really seriously, and I don't want the guys to feel like they're being taken advantage of, and
It's also a different culture there too.
yeah, then that's very true too. I mean, it is because
Because
it
you're like 1 to maybe 2 degrees of separation from each employee.
right. That's exactly it.
Where one of the things that happened at our place was they are so our lasers sometimes have robots attached to them. And the
Okay.
robot's its own separate unit that can be freely unattached, should the situation require it. And they had one of the machines that had been attached to a robot for like, well, ever since we bought it. And they decided, you know what, their robot's a piece of shit, because it was. And they're like, it's just going to be a standalone machine from now on. Well, there's a little side panel that they have to take off of the actual laser unit, put the robot on there so the robot could come into the laser, right?
Right.
Well, they lost that side panel. So they replaced it with cardboard. And we had a fucking field day with this in our alleged meme folder.
Alleged. I like that.
Alleged, yeah.
Alleged. Yeah. Yeah. It would never.
And
Yeah.
we had a fucking field day with it. Because it's like, are you serious? Like cardboard?
Wow.
It's like not even double ply cardboard either. It's like
It's
single
just
layer cardboard.
Amazon shipping box.
And like one of the ones that I made was like, oh yeah, in engineering, lasers can't cut cardboard. Like lasers that can cut cardboard. And am I a joke to you? Oh, one of them I made was the fucking meme from episode 3 of Star Wars. Like, silver retinas, I have the high ground.
It's just cardboard box.
And then it was Anakin, but like his face had been replaced with a cardboard box and his eyes were sticking out. It's like you underestimate my power. But another one was we have a specific position within our cell called chemical etch,
Mm-hmm.
and
Familiar.
we can't seem to keep people in that position for more than like 6 months because it sucks. And a lot of the times the company will say, "Yeah, you're getting a $1 raise to do this," and they don't give it.
Oh yeah.
It's happened 3 times now. So at one point, I just made the Phineas and Ferb meme. It's like, if I had a nickel for every time the chem edger quit because they didn't give him the $1 raise, I'd have 2 nickels,
Which is a surprising amount of nickels.
which isn't a lot, but it's really fucking stupid that it's happened twice now.
Yeah.
And then it happened a third time after that.
Me and a friend of mine were talking about that exact meme. I saw it in the wild in regards to War Thunder, and it was
Oh
like
no.
if I had a nickel for every time a top secret classified military data was shared on a Discord server, I'd have 3 nickels, which doesn't sound like a lot, but that's a surprising amount. And I was like, bro, it's up to like 8 or 9 now. And then it was
I was up to 14.
well, then it was like the very next day there was another thing where it was like something with one of the SR-70, or not the SR-71, the F-111 was leaked. It's just like, man,
Oh god, I love that just keeps happening. It entertains me so
it's
much
so bad. Like
because it's
that's
always it's always a stupid argument.
yeah.
It's like, what the fuck are you guys doing? Oh god, it brings me so much joy. It really does.
Let's see.
That was me sending you a Discord.
Oh, yeet it. Okay.
What happened?
It's just a random stick just got yeeted across the field.
Oh yeah, yeah. It reminds me. Have you ever played a game called Kerbal Space Program?
Never heard of it.
Oh boy, it is a. So basically, you're like in charge of the NASA equivalent of like little green aliens,
Mm-hmm.
and you build rockets piece by piece
Okay.
that mostly fail. Um, but one of the things that could happen in there is there's some parts which are classified as physics-less, where they have zero mass.
Okay.
Just because it's like, okay, you want to slap like a thermometer on the side of your craft, well, you don't want to calculate the mass. The game doesn't need to calculate the mass of that, so they just make it zero mass, right? Well,
Right.
somebody figured out that you can make a craft entirely of physicless parts that has zero mass, which you can imagine causes a lot of problems with the game engine.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah, where like you don't quite have, instantaneous to full acceleration, but you do have a lot of weird effects. Like you can get up to 1,000 miles an hour within half a second, and well, look at that, you're out of the atmosphere. You're on your way to Pluto. That's what it reminds me of when the twigs just go flying. It's like, did they just have like no mass or something? Like, did the math break? It's because it's got to be something like that where they have 0 kilograms of mass, or they have so little that the physics engine just ignores it.
There we go. Oh, or not. What did I miss?
Like, I would love to see the speed of those things as they fly off.
All right. I guess we'll deal with that in a minute.
That's a problem for future Q.
Yep.
Dang, you got that thing loaded down.
Yeah, I do. Come on. I didn't want to have to do it like that, but fine. Be that way.
How dare you not get on the wagon ride to your doom?
Exactly. Yeah. Here I am. I got 2 trees left, and I've got it damn figured out.
It do be like that sometimes.
Like I've almost got it done. It will be a nice little chunk of money when I'm done with it.
I remember walking late to work one time, 4 hours late because I'd used time, right?
Okay.
And somebody had a machine set up, and it was just like stupid. If you worked in the area, you know how stupid it was set up, and it's like, why'd you set it up like this? And not, why way? And they're like, we didn't think of why, and they had like 10 parts left out of a 400 part job. Oh, well, guess you can do that next time.
Yep. Don't fall, don't fall, don't fall, don't fall, don't fall. Damn it. Every time. I thought I could do it. Just doesn't work that way, I guess. Shit.
I need to get the timing on this like just right because I'm just about to do one of my final passes on the field.
That is the wrong end there, John Boy. Did he do it again? Oh, no, he didn't. Sweet. Did he fuck it up anyway? Sure did.
Yeah, it's all part of life.
Alright, so open the claw back up. Go up. And then in and down. Close the claw. Pick it up. Fuck it up.
The claw.
The claw. Claw is our master. The claw decides who will go and who will stay.
play the game, and it was for Super Nintendo for Toy Story.
I remember that game. Yeah.
Yeah, they had the small section where it was like a little Doom shooter within the claw machine.
I don't remember that.
It wasn't exactly a shooter, but it was a little 3D section. The the guy who the director at the time, or maybe one of the programmers. I don't know. He goes into detail on how they made that whole thing work on like the older consoles and all just the tricks and shit that they had to do to get it working. Like technically it's only rendering half the screen at any time and it just mirrors the bottom half.
Hmm.
So like when you come across the aliens, they're T-posing sideways and they're rotating that way so you can actually flip the image and it looks correct. Just
Shit.
all sorts of random stuff like that.
Yeah, this thing is fucking loaded.
Yeah, buddy.
Do 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 do. So Izzy and I watched Young Frankenstein earlier.
Oh, fuck yes.
So I've been trying to like. I love Halloween. Like that's. I mean, and I love Halloween movies. Um, but I don't like. I don't like Friday the 13th. I don't like the Freddy and Jason. But I
You
like
don't
a.
like slashers.
Yeah, I don't really like
Yeah.
slashers. But I'm such a fan of like some of the old school horror movies and Dracula and Bram Stoker's and Mary Shelley and stuff like that. But Izzy's not quite there yet. Like I really want her to be there, but she's just not quite there ready for that type of movie. So I've been
Right.
trying to pick like you know pseudo kid friendly Halloween movies and stuff. Like we watched Young Frankenstein and we watched Beetlejuice. You know, and
Oh
it was
yeah, Beetlejuice is a good one
yeah. But
for that.
what was so funny is I was explaining. Of course, Izzy was kind of turning her nose up at the movie because it was in black and white, and I was like, just give it a chance. It's funny. It's a it's our kind of humor because we like to tell puns and jokes and stuff like that. I was like, just give it a chance. Well, when it got like in the beginning when he gets to the castle and he's knocking on the door and it's the nice knockers thing, and she's like, well, I don't get it. And I was like, well, sometimes really large breasts are called knockers. So, when he's knocking on the door and it says, the knockers are real big and he says, nice knockers, and she says, thank you, her brain just melted because she got it. And it was like the first like pseudo adult joke that I think she's ever gotten. So it was just she just thought that was the funniest thing ever. And from that
Oh,
point on, she was good. Like she was fine with the movie and all that. But yeah, that nice knockers. That one and the other one on the way to the castle with the werewolf, their wolf. Like she was just like uh because I love puns and things like that. So the werewolf, their wolf, just she was like, I understand why you like this movie. And I'm like, yeah, this movie is like where I get some of the humor from.
The, all the Mel Brooks movies are like
Yeah.
that.
So
Yeah, I was literally about to quote the what knockers.
yeah.
Well, I thank you, Doctor.
So
So
yeah,
it's
it's
so funny that that's the part you were going to talk about. But oh
but
man, it blew my mind when I realized that that wasn't like an old-timey movie. It's
no.
made in like the 80s,
Yeah.
far after color's been, researched. So winning in a show her blazing saddles and tell her never to repeat anything in the
We're
movie.
not quite there for that. Um, no, honestly, the next one I was going to see because I was going to we ended up not we ended up like finishing our that was what we were watching before we started gaming last night. So that was like the end of our movie watching session. But I was thinking, I was like, if she really wants to, do a scary movie for Halloween, I've been really like pondering, like, what is a good scary movie that is just the perfect amount of scary that but it's not something that would be like really negative for her to see. Like, yeah, okay, it might cause bad dreams. Okay, that's part of the fun of, watching scary movies. Um,
Right.
but and I think if she wants to try watching another scary movie, I'm thinking Poltergeist, because that one like there's no real bad language in it. There's no nudity. There's no you know
There's a lot of disturbing imagery in that one.
there is, and I was like, that's the thing is like because we do cosplay and stuff like that. She's really good at separating. Okay, this is a movie, because when we watch movies, like we talk about, oh, look at that costume or look how bad that makeup is, or like so she understands like there's differences. So,
Right.
so I don't think that would be too much of a problem, but I just don't want there to. I'm just trying to figure something because I mean I think
Yeah, then you show her John Carpenter's The Thing.
yeah
You're like, no, 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 it's all special effects.
yeah,
Is
exactly,
it?
yeah, is it though? Um, but just
It's
trying
just a
to
master class.
trying to figure something that's like, okay, yeah, you're 10 years old. You I mean, I watched some movies I shouldn't have watched when I was 10, you know. And some of those movies still mess me up today. But hey, that's part of the growing up experience. A little bit of childhood trauma going into adulthood. What's wrong with
A
that? You know,
little bit of childhood trauma. Light childhood trauma.
light childhood trauma. It's fine. Ah, damn it. That's the very last piece is the fucking one that I drop. I hadn't dropped a piece this entire time.
Well, the final 20% take up 80% of the time.
That's about where we're at. Um, but I can't really think of like anything else that would be good.
Yeah, you got me there on that one. I just can't think of. But like you said, Young Frankenstein is a good one, but you already watched that.
Yeah, young.
Nightmare Before Christmas, I'm sure you've already seen it through
Oh
her
yeah,
with
yeah,
her.
yeah. We watched that one a couple of times.
That one gave me nightmares
I
as a
didn't.
kid.
I didn't like that. That's just that wasn't. That was
It was
never.
always it was always the animation style for me. Like
Yeah.
something was wrong with it, and I never liked anything that was like that, where it's this is wrong. Something's wrong. Even today, it gets me when something goes wrong, computer wise and shit like that. Like I went downstairs. where my laser computer is.
There we go. That is all that I'm going to load and carry. I think that's a good sizable. I think everything else we can do whatever.
All right.
To the sawmill, right?
Yep, to the sawmill.
Hell is the sawmill.
I'm
That's
going there right now. You can follow me. But not into that tree.
I hope you're not planning on getting there at any speed, because this is it.
Let's say you're doing what, 13? That's what I'm doing in
10,
reverse.
12, 13.
I might outrun you. Yeah, your top speed's 13 because that's what your cruise is set at.
That's 10, 11.
I mean, it looks freaking cool loaded up like that.
Yeah, and I mean, it only took me an hour and a half. I gotta take some time tomorrow and do some video editing and break up some of these long episodes.
Oh, yeah. Coraline might be a good good movie.
She didn't like Coraline. Heather didn't like it either.
Right.
Um, yeah, like I said, I watched Salem's Lot when I was about 10 years old, and that messed me up. That's my childhood trauma. I didn't watch it again until I was in my 20s, and then I was like, this upset me. Like, this is weird.
This caused me problems.
Yeah.
I was the same way about The Departed actually.
Oh, I love that movie.
I do too now that I'm older, but when I first watched it when I was I think 13, the ending just pissed me right the fuck off. Like as soon as the elevator opens to the end of the movie, I was mad. Cause like no, the entire cast is dead.
Yeah.
I rent this tractor thinking that you'd take a little bit longer, but I didn't realize just how close you were to being done.
That right here is where I go.
Yep. And then you hop out and you go over to the little exclamation point and do it there. We have 42,000 in there right now.
Do I need to unfasten the tension?
It should just go. We have
Okay.
42,000 right now.
Hey.
Hey, we got about 18,000 liters of wood.
Cool.
I'm too lazy to do the math on that right now and what that's supposed to be. We get this guy filled up with about, which is in here, 3,000 liters of furniture. And the furniture is worth, feels like 4,000. No, actually 6,000. Yeah, $18,000 worth of furniture just sitting in this trailer right here. But it's not the best month to sell it. The best month is July.
Oh, I would say, yeah, let's just leave it until either
Yeah.
July or it's full or whatever. Like,
we are not going to be strapped for cash anytime soon.
no, like, yeah, very, very, very soon, money is not going to be an option or not be an obstacle for us.
Very, very true.
All right.
Well,
I guess you can send that back. I don't need that anymore.
I'm gonna send back all our equipment. I'm gonna actually sell that other field because we're not gonna really do anything with that.
All right. So, what have you done? What have you done?
Well, our field is planted with grass now.
Grass is growing. That's nice.
It is weeded and fertilized. So we're doing good there. I was sort of hoping that Field 9 would come up for a contract for plowing, but I don't think that's going to be the case. And I don't think I want to pay for the plow for another month just to wait for that to come along. So we're going to return the plow as well. And then with that, I think we are good to actually sleep for the month.
Okay.
And
Loading up this
probably end up
strawberries.
sleeping all the way to this month, January, where we'll sell all of the silage for
Ooh,
massive profits.
that's exciting. I'm ready. Let's do it.
And we're going to do it right, I think. We're going to get some semis.
Oh yeah, I was to say,
We
let's instead of spending like 75 trips, let's just do it.
All right. So, question for you.
All right.
Would you like to take a small 5-minute break where I actually turn off the game fully? Because I would like to get my wheel if I'm going to drive a semi.
Yeah.
And I can't plug my wheel in while the game is running. I have to turn the game down all the way to plug in the wheel.
Yeah, that's perfectly fine. And I will stop streaming.
All right, and that'll be a good split in your thing.
Yep, that's perfect.
All right, awesome. I will go ahead and shut her down.